Welcome to the Syncretism Society Virtual Academy. Today we're going to be talking about the Western esoteric mysteries in regards to Kabbalah and the Tree of Life and understanding how to activate the inner Sephiroth within. Now, the Tree of Life is a physical representation of the inner worlds or the internal planes of existence. We experience these realms or these planes of existence on a day-to-day basis throughout our entire lives. Each Sephiroth on the Tree of Life, which is shaped like this, is manifest inside of our body, our head to our toes. We are manifestations of this Tree of Life. The Tree of Life is a blueprint for the internal planes of existence. As we can see, there's the highest planes of existence, the top three, the mid, and then the physical realm of matter, or the physical world, the astral world, and the heavenly world. In the Upanishads, it talks about how the world of dreams is the world, or the astral plane is the medium point between the physical world and the heavenly realms. So after death, perhaps we could be wandering in purgatory in the astral plane until we figure out what we need to do necessarily to understand ourselves to cross over to the higher dimensions or the higher planes of existence. So I'm going to start by reading from Eliphas Levi, Doctrine and Ritual of High Magic. And he explains the Kabbalah, Malkuth, Principium Phallus. All religions have preserved the memory of a primordial book written in the pictures by the sages of the world's first centuries, and whose symbols, which were later on simplified and vulgarized, provided writing with its letters, the verb with its characters, and occult philosophy with its mysterious signs and pentacles. The book attributed by the Hebrews to Enoch, the seventh master of the world, attributed to Hermes Trismegistus by the Egyptians, and attributed to Cadmus, the mysterious founder of the holy city, by the Greeks, was a symbolic summary of the original tradition, which has been named Kabbalah. Says the tradition rests entirely on the unique doctrine of magic. The visible is for us the propositional measure of the invisible. So everything we see in Malkuth, or the physical realm of existence, on the bottom of the Tree of Life, which we're going to be looking at in the next diagram. In fact, let's see if I can just share my screen. Perfect. So this physical realm in Malkuth is just a reflection of everything here in Kether. And Kether is the most subtle of all manifest. So this actually manifests still. Above Kether is the unmanifest planes, or counter space, which Santos would talk about being counter space. Then birth is Kether, which has both masculine and feminine aspects within itself. So we have the father and mother god, inner father and mother, Binah, Chokmah, Zodiac and Saturn, or Christ and the Zodiac. They manifest Da'ath, or knowledge, the Christ principle, which then manifests in Tiphrith as beauty. Tiphrith is beauty on the Tree of Life. So through beauty, we can access the higher realms of existence. Through Malkuth, we're here in the physical realm. This would be the physical body, and then this would be the spirit. And Tiphrith would be the human soul, the flower that's blooming on the cross. These are realities. So depending on where you are in your purification of here, the physical realm, depends on which of these you can attain to. Some people are living in Tiphrith, some are in Hod, some are dwelling in Malkuth, just the physical realm here, the last three. Some are in an awareness in the middle, awakening the emotional body. Finally, a pure awakening the spiritual causal mind. So above Gebada, it says, the visible is for us the propositional measure of the invisible. The ancients observed the equilibrium is in physics a universal law, which results in its apparent opposition of two forces. Then they derived metaphysical equilibrium from the physical equilibrium and declared that in God, that is to say, the first living and active cause, we should be able to recognize two properties that are necessary to one another: stability and movement, necessity and liberty, rational order and willful autonomy, justice and love, and in consequence also severity and mercy. It is these two attributes which the Jewish Kabbalists in a way personified with the names Gebada and Chesed. So these are the eternal laws: love and wisdom, mercy and justice. You can't just have too much justice, you'll be too harsh. But if you're too merciful, you'll be too passive. So the Magi or the priest has to overcome these polarities by being in the middle. Justice when necessary, mercy when necessary, always in balance. And wisdom and love. One with too much wisdom without love becomes cold. One with too much love without wisdom becomes naive. Two together create Da'ath, knowledge, the hidden Sephiroth. which is the throat chakra. We must exercise our throat chakra through utilizing our voice, the word, to promote positivity and joy in people's hearts and to open people's minds to the awareness that we speak through our throat chakra to interact and create changes within people. Our words can kill or our words can heal. Through our words, we create and manifest our day. Be careful of the tongue being unable to control the tongue. Being able to control the tongue is key to controlling the sexual organs, as above, so below. As the vocal cords resemble the sexual organs of the feminine, so the feminine aspect and the lower aspect are symbolic of the word. This is the word made flesh in Malkuth. We must have knowledge in the way we act in the realm of physical action. So here's action, mind, emotion, action, the three worlds. Purify our thoughts, purify our emotions, and purify our physical body. Just like in the Zoroastrian tradition, purifying thoughts, actions, and emotions. Mastering number 3. Becoming 33 is the master of 33. When we are doing devotion or doing bhakti yoga or doing charity or service to the creator, or participating in theurgy, which is where we go into deep transcendental meditation and communicate with our higher realms, the higher aspects of our being within the counter space. As we develop these, we can actually go to sleep and live in these realms. So like we can appear in Tiferet. Now, mostly we appear in the Klepoth realms. The Klepoth is the hellish Sephiroth, which are the inverted negative aspects of all of these. So how many times are we just going to dream and we're popping in a nightmare? How many of our lives are nightmares? Are we trapped in a nightmare right now? And if so, what could we do to wake up out of it? It's very possible that we could be in a nightmare right now. Or we could be living in a heavenly planet. And whatever we dream manifests here in the physical realm. So be paying attention to your dreams, participating in the dream journal, becoming aware of your physical well-being in the waking state at all times, from moment to moment, to be able to wake up in these higher Sephiroth. The whole game is you're here in Malkuth in the physical and tuned physical body, and you're a whole plane trying to wake up in Yesod. Once you wake up in Yesod, the astral plane, boom, Tiferet. You have to stay in balance of justice and mercy, of victory and splendor, of love and wisdom. And love and wisdom are your internal father and mother. And when they come together in union, they produce the Christ, which is the consciousness, which is your inner holy guardian angel, our inner being, our inner guide. You can have a personal relationship with this inner being as it is actually separate from ourselves. It is, as the Upanishads say, there's 3 aspects of the creator God. There's God, the one that watches all beings. There's the beings, the souls, and then there's the universe. Kether, the crown, is the balancing power. Chokmah is wisdom, which is balanced in its immutable order by the initiative of intelligence. Binah, active intelligence, balanced by wisdom. Chesed, mercy, the second conception of wisdom, always benevolent because it's strong. Gebudah, the rigor necessitated by wisdom itself and by benevolence. To suffer evil is to hold back good. So whenever we hold back good, we suffer evil. Tifereth, which is beauty, luminous and balanced, conception in the forms, the intermediary between the crown and the kingdom, the principal mediator between the creator and creation. What a sublime and poetic idea do we not find here of the sovereign calling. Neztech, which is victory, that is to say, the eternal triumph of intelligence and justice. So we're activating this touch whenever we have victory and triumph using our intelligence. We're activating this touch, this energy, this force, this intelligence. When we're able to bring beauty to other people's lives, or see the beauty in life, we're activating Tiferet, Christ, compassion. There can be no compassion without beauty. There can be no beauty or compassion without truth. Truth would be Kether, in my opinion. And love and wisdom come from truth. The Holy Child, the author of knowledge, the right action, the Holy Spirit. Now, Holy Spirit's activated when we activate the inner fire within. This fiery triangle up here is the fire, and here's the water. When that fire impregnates the water, it creates the Christ within ourselves that must rise to be crucified in Golgotha, crowned in the eternal kingdom of heaven, which is our inner soul guides our inner personality. The higher ego helps the soul go back to whence it came, as it's entangled in the knowledge of good and evil. When we descend from these, we manifest in Malkuth. We fell from the Garden of Eden, which is Yesod, the fourth, fifth dimension. Fall into the third dimension, where there's good and evil. So Malkuth, the kingdom, is the universe. It is all of creation, the work and the mirror of God, the proof of supreme reason, the formal consequence which forces us to climb back up to the virtual premises, the enigma whose word is God. That is to say, the supreme and absolute reason. Yes, because Malkuth is the final byproduct. This physical realm is not all evil. It's not just a prison or a place to escape. It's the all manifested physical manifested reagent. It's the cause, it's the effect of the cause, Kether. So Kether is the subtlest manifestation of this invisible realm, of the spiritual realm. And that spiritual realm is able to descend into Malkuth and create a perfect manifestation. However, because it's the realm of duality, we have those limitations that create it. It's more of a shadow. But that shadow is a condensed form of light, which is Kether. That's why everything manifests so beautifully and perfect. We can manifest in these higher realms, which have less laws in them. What I mean by less laws is in the astral plane, you could fly without, like, you can just think about, fly or teleport. Here in these higher realms, you literally just become like an archetype or an ideal rather than just a persona. You become like an ideal or an actual archetype. And when you're able to become an archetype, you're able to live a very different lifestyle than you would in Malkuth, because in Malkuth, you have to, go to work, pay for gas, wait for the bus, do your laundry. You won't be doing those types of things in the higher planes of existences. But this is a school that's helping you learn and prepare for those higher levels of existence. And the inner divine mother, which is your inner divine love, helps you along your journey day by day and helps you in these situations and comforts you. Think of all the times you've experienced much tragedy and trauma, where the divine mother comforted you and took the hit, or the internal Christ took the hit for you. It suffered for you, almost as if an inner being suffers for you. It takes away a lot of the pain. It says that when people experience near-death experiences, sometimes they don't even feel the pain. They're out of their body while the traumatic experience happens. Maybe the secret is no one really experiences death or birth, and no one experiences the true pain of death. As Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, the eternal soul is not slain when the body is slain. And also that it is ignorant to think that there's the eternal principle within it in the body slays something or is slain by something. It's important to understand. So this is what we're going to be talking about, in the Western mystery tradition, to help us activate the higher qualities of the tree of life in a day-to-day existence. So by utilizing self-observation, self-awareness, and to look at our defects objectively and do anything that we can to try to alleviate these mistakes, or these places where we're robbing ourselves of energy, or robbing others of joy and happiness. We could be robbing our family of joy and happiness through our actions, through our behaviors, through our negligence. We could be neglecting children. We could be neglecting our elderly. We could be having too much pride and creating confusion in people. We could have resentment. These are some of the things that we need to be conscious of. And whenever we're conscious and self-observing ourselves, we're activating the pineal gland, which is related to Kether. So we're working with the inner father within that's able to transmute all of the chaotic elements of Malkuth, which is the 4 elements: fire, water, earth, and air. And once these are under control, they're transmuted, and we rise up into the superior subtle dimensions with consciousness of these past experiences. It is said that to remember past life is to remember your previous mortal life before you died. Now you're in the other realm. Let's say you're in Tiferet, looking down upon your life, your past life as a human on Malkuth. As you've rised up an octave, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, da. Root chakra, all the way up to the heart, to the throat, to the brain. We're constantly transmuting matter from subtle to gross, from lead into gold. Lead being a symbol of the personality, and the sun being a symbol of the spirit or gold. And our bodies transmute into gold or transmute into a pure soul, maintaining a form, but a transcendental form, a body made of fire and air. And this is why we have to start seeing life on a day-to-day basis and becoming very serious, but not serious in a way of like, the balance between justice and mercy. We can't just be very serious. We should see the joy in life and to joke around and bring humor. God is very humorous. So when we bring and invoke humor, we're invoking beauty, invoking wisdom. Because in order to have wisdom is to be humorous. To be humorous is to be human. To be human is to be godly. We're children of the light. We manifest here in Malkuth with all the principles and archetypes from Kether. That Luciferic light that descends is considered to be Lucifer because it descends from Kether and manifests in Malkuth and gives us the impulses to take action, to move forward, or the sexual desire to procreate. We have to take that energy and turn it into Christic energy, or it can descend into Satan energy, stagnant energy, entropic energy that pulls you down. So we could take a look at this on a day-to-day basis and exercise our self-observation and observe ourselves how we can create more love in our family life and our social life, to find out how we can serve using Malkuth, the realm of action, utilizing the high ideals of the mind of Kether, because these high ideals are hidden almost in the clouds. The sun has to come and rise and take away the clouds of the rain so you can see clearly. Hence the song, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. Because when the sun comes, the clouds and darkness disperses, ignorance disperses. So we have to find out what is not allowing the inner sun to rise within you. Because it's supposed to be an automatic process, but because we've decided to still the energy in a negative way and invert it into Satan for animal pleasures. Because we seek material gain or we seek pride. So we utilize this energy correctly, it transmutes into light. This light feeds the astral body. Once the astral body is activated, you have your heavenly garment. You're able to pass the moon. The moon is the monitor. The moon is there to test us. Thank you.